Rex Robert Brown was born in Graham, Texas on the 27th of July 1964. His father was 40 when Brown was born and died in 1971. He was raised by his mother and sister. Brown was first introduced to music through his grandmother, who taught him to play the piano when he was a child and turned him onto ragtime music and Scott Joplin. Brown was a member of the Boy Scouts of America and achieved the rank of Eagle Scout. Brown became a fan of ZZ Top and Def Leppard as a youth and started playing bass when he was 12 years old. He remains a fan of Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, and hardcore punk. Brown does not subscribe to any particular organized religion, though he says he believes in God and the Ten Commandments. In August 2009, Brown was excluded from the Down Tour due to acute pancreatitis. He then had his gallbladder and polyps on his pancreas removed. Pantera was formed in 1981. Brown joined Pantera on bass in 1982, replacing Tommy D. Bradford and adopting the alias Rex Rocker. Brown was a classmate of and played in the high school jazz band with drummer Vinnie Paul and guitarist Dimebag Darrell. Brown was credited as Rex Rocker on Pantera's first 4 albums, Metal Magic, Projects in the Jungle, I Am the Night, and Power Metal. He would be credited by his birth name, starting with the band's 5th album, Cowboys from Hell and onwards. Pantera recruited vocalist Phil Anselmo to replace Terry Glaze in 1986, with Anselmo taking over as the new frontman. The band's 4th album, Power Metal, was released in 1988. In 1989, the band was signed with Atco Records and released their 5th album, Cowboys from Hell, in the following year, which proved to be the band's turning point to commercial success. Over the course of the band's walkthrough in the 1990s decade, Pantera released 4 more studio albums: Vulgar Display of Power in 1992, Far Beyond Driven in 1994, The Great Southern Trendkill in 1996, and Reinventing the Steel in 2000. After releases of a 1997 live album and a Greatest Hits compilation, Pantera was nominated for 4 Best Metal Performance Grammys for I'm Broken, Suicide Note Part 1, Cemetery Gates, and Revolution Is My Name. In 2001, Pantera went on what at the time was believed to be a temporary hiatus, mainly due to Anselmo's focus on side projects. Pantera would officially disband in 2003. In July 2022, it was announced that Brown would be joining Anselmo, along with Zakk Wylde and Charlie Benante as the respective fill-ins of Dimebag Darrell and Vinnie Paul, for Pantera's first world tour in 22 years in 2023. In 1998, during his stay in Louisiana, he was invited by Phil Anselmo for a jam session that included all the members of Down except their bass player Todd Strange, who left the band. That night, they ended up writing several demos for what later became their 2nd album, recorded in the fall of 2001 at Anselmo's barn, that had been transformed into a professional studio. The album was released on March 2002 and became the first Down release featuring Brown on bass. The band, however, went on hiatus again at the very end of 2002. In 2006, the band reunited and started writing the material for their 3rd studio album, Down 3, Over the Under, was released in 2007. The band toured as the opening act for Metallica. During that time, he became good friends with James Hetfield, who, similarly to Brown, completed an alcohol rehabilitation course back in 2002. In 1999, Brown, Dimebag Darrell, and Vinnie Paul teamed up with country artist David Allan Coe in a project called Rebel Meets Rebel. This group released an album on May 2006 on Vinnie Paul's Big Vin Records label. Brown has worked previously with Jerry Cantrell on 5 tracks included on the album called Boggy Depot, as well as 11 tracks with Crowbar on the album Life's Blood for the Downtrodden. He has also provided bass work for Crowbar in 2004 and 2005, and to Cavalera Conspiracy in 2008. Rex revealed his new project, Arms of the Sun, a project also featuring John Luke Hebert on drums, Lance Harville on vocals and guitar, and Ben Bunker on guitar. The group has completed work on 13 tracks at Willie Nelson's Pedernales recording studio in Austin. Produced and mixed by Terry Date. In February 2011, it was announced that Brown had amicably left Arms of the Sun. A replacement bassist has not yet been announced.